Tova, Good Yontif. Gemar Chatima Tova, may we be inscribed in the book of life. I said Good Yontif specifically because last night somebody said to me, Rabbi, when did we change to only saying Shana Tova? What happened to Good Yontif? So I thought I'd bring Good Yontif back. Good Yontif, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on this Yom Kippur morning. I was just remarking to my friends in the Bima, for those of you who are fasting, we literally have 10 hours to go. But who's counting? 10 hours and 3 minutes. And so I'd like to welcome those of you who are joining us through TBI TV, through our live streaming. And if you're also here and you want to catch up with family who might be joining us at family services with Rabbi Lazaro, that's at 10:30 upstairs in the Lorraine Topol Learning Center. Of course, our creche is also open. And that's anybody for any age. If you're 75 and you want to go to the creche, feel free. But I think this morning will be a beautiful morning, as will the day, as it unfolds, as we use our new machzor, our Yom Kippur machzor. I hope you brought a white one in as you came into the sanctuary. And of course, we are so very, very grateful to Allah and Mark Meadowneck, who shared this machzor with us and sponsored it in the name of Allah's mother, Dr. Susanna Gairo. We join together with the blessing for our bodies. We are on page 101. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yatza et ha'adam b'chokmah u'bera'avo nakavim chalulim galui biyadua lifnei chisei chavodecha she'im yipateach echad mehem o yisatem echad mehem אי אפשר לקיים ולעמוד לפניך. ברוך אתה Adonai, רופא כל בשר ומפליא לעשות. We praise you, Holy One, for wondrous acts of creation and healing. Elahai, neshama shenatata bi tehurai, atav rataratai etzataratai, Ve'atam shamra b'kirbi, ve'ata hatid litlam imeni, u'lachachazira bi le'atid lama, kozman shahan shama b'kirbi, modamani lefanecha, Adonai Elohai Elohei Avotai, Modani lefanecha, Adonai Elohai Elohei Avotai, Ribon kol hamasim, Adon kol haneshamot, Baruch atah Adonai, Asher beyado, nefesh kol chai, Continue with Torah study on the facing page. Why does the verse tell us that there was no water if the pit was empty? Is that too obvious, referring to the words above? It means that there was no water, but there were snakes and scorpions within. Our sages teach water represents Torah, source of our life and sustenance. When the mind is empty of Torah, snakes and scorpions will enter. Fill your mind with wisdom, with moral values and teachings. You'll have no room for what is vulgar, trivial, or unworthy. And so it is written, those who love your Torah find peace. Guided by your words, they will not stumble. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. V'harevna Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratacha b'finu, v'b'fiyam chabeit Yisrael, v'nihyeh nachnu b'tzetzaenu. ותצאי עמך בית ישראל. כולנו יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה אדוני המלמד Torah לעמו Yisrael. We continue on page 109. As we continue the section of La'asot B'divrei Torah, of taking time, even a few moments, for Torah study. Who has attained complete teshuvah? Those who confront the same situation in which they acted offensively, but when they have the potential to do it again, nevertheless abstain from it because of their teshuvah alone, and not because of fear of getting caught or lack of strength. For example, a man engaged in illicit sexual relations with a woman. Afterward, he found himself alone with her in the same country, with continued love for her and unabated physical power. Nevertheless, he refrained and did no wrong. He has attained true teshuvah. Continue on page 111 with Nisim B'chol Yom, our everyday miracles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lasek bivena lehavhin ben yom uben layla. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokei ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rakah haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani kol tzorkim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamichin mitzadei gaver. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Abisharumin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoten li'ahev koach. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamavir sheina me'enai u'tmuma me'af apai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani b'tselem Elohim. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani bat horin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani Yisrael. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Ozei Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Otei Yisrael b'tifara. Amen.
We continue with Pesukei de Zimra, the songs of praise, on page 115.
Baruch Shema v'haya haolam. Baruch Osei Bereshit. Baruch Ozer Makayem.
Baruch Merachem al haaretz.
Baruch Merachem al habriot.
Baruch Mishalem Sachar Tov Le'irei.
Baruch Ha'elad v'kayam lanetzach.
Baruch Bodeh u'matzil. Baruch Shemo. B'shvachot uzmirot negadeh lecha, u'neshebechecha u'nefa'erecha, v'nezkir shimcha v'namlichecha malkeinu Eloheinu, yachid chei ha'olamim melech meshubach u'mafa'ar adei Hashemo hagadol. Baruch atah Adonai, melech mahulal batish bachot. We turn forward to page 117 for Ashrei.
Ashrei Ashrei beitecha od hallelu chasela.
Ashrei ha'am shekachalo, Ashrei ha'am she'Adonai Elohai.
Tehila leDavid, aramimcha Elohai hamelech, v'avarcha shimcha le'olam va'ed.
B'chol yom avecheka, v'yahla shimcha le'olam va'ed.
Gadol Adonai umhula me'od, v'ligdulato ein cheker.
יגידו
הדע כבוד הודיך בדברי נפלותיך השיחה
ועזוז נורתך יאמרו וגדולתך אספרנה
זכר רב טובך יביעו בצדקתך ירננו
חנון ורחום אדוני ערך אפיים וגדל חסד
טוב אדוני לכל ורחמיו על כל מעשיו
יודוך אדוני כל מעשיך וחסידיך יברכוך
כבוד מלכותך יאמרו וגבורתך ידברו
להודיע לבני אדם גבורותיו וכבוד אדם מלכותו
מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים וממשלתך בכל דור ודור
סומך אדוני לכל הנופלים וזוקף לכל הכפופים
עיני כל אליך יסברו ואתה נותן להם את אוכלם בעיתו
פותח את ידיך ומשביע לכל חי רצון
צדיק אדוני בכל דרכיו וחסיד בכל מעשיו
קרוב אדוני לכל קרוב לכל אשר יקראו באמת
רצון יראיו יעשה ואת שבתם ישמע ויושיעם
שומר אדוני כל אוהביו ואת כל השעים ישמיד
תהילת אדוני ידבר פי יברך כל בשר שם קודשו לעולם ועד ואנחנו נברך יה מעתה ועד עולם הללויה.
Psalm 150 on page 120.
תפאר ותרומם זכרך מלכנו תמיד מן העולם והעולם אתה אין לנו מלך אלה אתה
אלוהי הראשונים והאחרונים, אלוהי כל בריות אדון כל תולדות, המהולל ברוב התשבחות, המנהג עולמו בחסד, וברiotav ברחמים, ואדוני לא ינום ולא יישן, המעורר ישנים והמקית נדמים, והמסיח אילמים, והמתיר אסורים, והסומך נופלים, והזוקף כפופים, לך לבדך אנחנו מודים. Page 122. If our mouths were filled with song as the sea, our tongues with music like the crash of ocean waves, our lips will praise endless as sky above, our eyes aglow like sun and moon, our arms reaching toward heaven like eagle's wings, our legs as graceful as the gazelle in flight. Still, our words of thanks to you would not suffice, eternal our God and God of all ages, nor could we bless your name enough for your infinite acts of kindness to our ancestors and to us. From Egypt you redeemed us, eternal our God, and from a world of slavery you saved us. In times of hunger you fed us, in times of plenty you nourished us. You turned our blight to blessing, spared us from suffering, and rescued us from the sword. Your mercy supports us, and your love abides, now as in the past. Never forsake us, eternal our God, never turn away.
Hail, בתעצומות עוזך, הגדול מכבוד שמך, הגיבור לנצח מהנורא ונורתך, המלך היושב על גזרם ונישא, שוכן עד מרום וקדוש שמו, וכתוב רננות צדיקים באדוני, לישרים נמה תהילה, בפי ישרים תתרומם, ובדברי צדיקים תתברך, ובלשון חסידים תתקדש, ובקרב קדושים תתהלל, ובמקהלות רבבות עמך בית ישראל, ורינה ידבר שמך מלכנו בכל דור ודור.
On page 126, ישתבח שמך לעד מלכנו, האל המלך הגדול והקדוש בשמיים ובארץ. כי לך נאה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, שיר ושבחה, הלל וזמרה, עוז וממשלה, נצח גדולה וגבורה, תהילה ותפארת קדושה ומלכות, ברכות והודאות, מעתה ועד עולם. We thank you, God, for all time and eternity. Baruch atah Adonai, el melech gadol batishbachot. Blessed are you, O God, sovereign of praise, source of the impulse to give thanks, crown of wonders, who desires a world filled with song and a universe of life. Let us rise for the Chatzi Kaddish on the facing page.
Be'al יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביום איכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל. הגלה ובזמן קריב וימרו יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה לילה ולעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תוזמחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה באמרו
As we are seated, we continue with Yotze Or, blessing for creation. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hapoteach lanu sha'arei rachamim, umeir einei hamrachakim l'slichato. Yotzer or u'borei choshech, oseh shalom u'borei et hakol. Or olam ba'otzar chayim, orot me'ofel, amar, v'yehyeh. המאיר לארץ ולדרים עליך ברחמים, ובטובו מחדש בכל יום תמיד מעשה וראשית. מה רבו מעשיך אדוני, כולם בחוכמה עשית מלאה הארץ קנייניך. תתברך אדוני אלוהינו על שבח מעשה ידיך, ועל מורה אור שעשית יפארוך סלע. אור חדש על ציון תאיר, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו. Baruch atah Adonai, Yoser HaMorah. Love abundant, love unstinting. Our God, you have enfolded us in love. Tender compassion beyond all bounds, your precious gift. Those who came before us gave you their trust, and you gave them Torah, laws by which to live. For their sake, teach us as well. Grace us with your guidance. Compassionate one, grant us clear and understanding, that we may listen, learn, and teach, preserve, practice, and fulfill with love every lesson of your Torah. May learning your Torah light up our eyes. May our hearts embrace your mitzvot. Unite us in love and reverence for you, that we may never feel ashamed of our deeds. We have trusted in your great and holy name. Now let us celebrate at last the joy of your salvation. Bring us in peace from the four corners of the earth. Lead us with upright pride to the land that is ours. For you are a God of miracles and wonders. From all the peoples of the earth you sought us out and brought us near to your great, enduring truth. So with love we acknowledge and proclaim that you are one. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher ba'amo Yisrael ba'ahava. Blessed are you, Eternal One, who chooses your people Israel in love.
וקשרתם להות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Page 137.
ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת להם, עשו לכם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורתם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף בטיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, עשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו עשיתם את כל מצוותיי, הייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
True and steadfast is this teaching, beloved and treasured, a source of wonder, a fount of goodness, a thing of beauty, and ours for all time. And true it is, the eternal God is our sovereign, the rock of Jacob our protecting shield. Through all generations, God's name lives on. God's throne stands firm. God's dominion prevails. God's grandeur and faithfulness endure through eternity. God's words are precious. They will live forever. From Egypt you redeemed us, eternal our God, and from the slave house you set us free. For this the people who felt your love exalted you, and the ones whom you found precious sang psalms of praise, blessing and thanks to the living God who reigns forever, high and exalted, inspiring wonder, who humbles the proud and raises the lowly, who frees the captive, redeems the oppressed, and sustains the poor. God responds to the cry of our people, their prayer in time of need. Sing praise to God Most High, most blessed source of blessing. as Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang this joyous song to you. As we are seated, we continue on page 149 as we enter into the Yonatane Tokef. V'chein olecha ta'aleh kedusha, ki ata Eloheinu melech mocher v'soleach. Our sovereign God of pardon and forgiveness, let these words of sanctity ascend to you. Rosh Hashanah, this is written. On the fast of Yom Kippur, this is sealed. How many will pass away from this world? How many will be born into it? Who will live and who will die? Who will reach the ripeness of age? Who will be taken before their time? Who by fire and who by water? Who by war and who by beast? Who by famine and who by drought? Who by earthquake and who by plague? Who by strangling and who by stoning? Who will rest and who will wonder? Who will be tranquil and who will be troubled? Who will be calm and who tormented? Who will live in poverty and who in prosperity? Who will be humbled and who exalted? But through return to the right path, through prayer and righteous giving, we can transcend the harshness of the decree. we who are mortal, our origin is dust, and so is our end. We wear out our lives to get our bread, like broken vessels, like withered grass, like a flower that must fade. A shadow moving on, a cloud passing by, mere dust on the wind, a dream that flies away. But for you, ever-living sovereign, time has no limits. Your presence, unbounded by days and years, is everywhere, a glorious mystery none can decipher. Your name is worthy of you, and you are worthy of your name, and our name you have linked with yours. Let us rise for the Kedusha on page 155. Kedusha continues, page 158. And so, eternal our God, give all creation the gift of awe. Turn our fear to reverence. Let us be witness of wonder, perceiving all nature as a prayer come alive. We bow to the sovereignty of your strength, the primacy of your power. We yearn for connection with all that lives, doing your will with wholeness of heart, awe-inspiring into your creation, all-encompassing your transcendent.
Over
תהילה לרעך, ותקווה טובה לדורשך, ופתחון פה למייחלים לך, ובכן תן כבוד.
תחפוץ פיה, וכל הרשעה כולה, כעשן תכלה. היא תעביר ממשלת זדון מן הארץ. And so may the righteous envision a future bright with joy, and the upright rejoice in a world where evil has no voice. And the rule of malevolence fades like wisps of smoke. Good people everywhere will celebrate, for the dominion of arrogance will have been removed from the earth. ותמלוך אתה אדוני לבדיך על כל מעשיך, בהר ציון משכן כבודיך, ובירושלים עיר קודשך, ככתוב בדברי קודשך, ימלוך אדוני לעולם אלוהיך ציון, לדור ודור. Hallelujah. You are holy, your name is all. There is nothing divine beyond you, as the prophet Isaiah told. The source of all might is exalted through justice, the God of holiness made holy through righteousness. Baruch atah Adonai, HaMelech HaKadosh. Blessed are you, Eternal One, the Holy Sovereign.
אתה בחרתנו מכל העמים, אהבת אותנו ורצית בנו, ורוממתנו מכל הלשונות, וקידשתנו במצוותיך, וקרבתנו מלכנו לעבודתך, ושמך הגדול והקדוש עלינו קראת, ותיתן לנו אלוהינו מאהבה, את יום הכיפורים הזה, למחילה וסליחה ולכפרה, ולמחול בו את כל עוונותינו, מקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, יעלה ויבוא, ויגיע ויראה וירצה וישמע ויבגד, וזכר זיכרוננו ופקדוננו, וזיכרון אבותינו, וזיכרון ירושלים עיר קודשך, וזיכרון כל עמך בית ישראל לבניך, לפליטה לטובה, לחן ולחסד ולרחמים ולחיים ולשלום, ביום הכיפורים הזה. זוכרנו אדוני אלוהינו בו לטובה, ובוגדנו בו לברכה, והושיענו בו לחיים.
Eternal our God, remember us for well-being. Visit us with blessing.
Amen.
Help us to a fuller life.
Amen.
Favor us with words of deliverance and mercy. Show us the depth of your care. God, we await your redemption, for you reign with grace and compassion. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avatenu, machal lavonatenu b'yom hakippurim hazeh. Mechei v'haver peshaenu v'chatotenu, mineged einecha ka'amur. Anochi, Anochi hu moche b'sha'echa, lama'ani. V'chatotecha lo ezkor v'ne'emar, machiti ka'av peshaecha. Uche'anan chatotecha shuva elai, ki ga'alticha. V'ne'emar ki vayom hazeh yechaper alechem, letaher etchem, mikol chatotechem lifnei Adonai, titharu. Page 172. Our God and God of our ancestors, lead us to holiness through your mitzvot, and may each of us find a portion of Torah that is ours. You bestow such goodness, teach us to be satisfied and to know the joy of your salvation. Help us to serve you truly with purity of heart, for you are the forgiver of Israel, in every generation granting pardon to the tribes of Yeshurun. We have no God of forgiveness and pardon but you alone. Baruch atah Adonai, melech mochel v'soleach la'avonotenu, v'la'avonot amo beit Yisrael, u'ma'avir ashmotenu b'chol shana v'shana, melech al kol ha'aretz, mikdesh Yisrael v'yom ha'kippurim. We praise you, O God, sovereign, who forgives our failings and pardons the failings of your people, the house of Israel. You banish our guilt from year to year. You reign in majesty over all the earth. You sanctify the people of Israel and the day of atonement. Shatahu Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu leolam va'ed. Tzur chayenu magen yishenu atahu ledor vador. Nodeh lecha u'nesaper tehilatecha. Al chayenu hamsurim biyadecha. Va'al nishmotenu hapkudot lach. Va'al nisecha shebachol yom imanu va'al niflotecha v'tovatecha shebachol eit erev v'voker v'tzoharayim. Hatov kilu chalu rachamecha. Hamrachem kilo tamu chasadecha, me'alam kivinu lach. And for all these gifts, God of majesty, may your name come to be blessed and praised. Our gratitude a daily offering until the end of time. Inscribe the people of your covenant for a life of goodness, and may all life resound with gratitude and faith in praise of your name. God, you free us and strengthen us. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, u'lecha na'eh lehodot. Blessed are you, Eternal One, whose goodness deserves thanks and praise. Let us rise for the blessing of peace, the Birkat Shalom.
Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu, barecheinu v'bracha
may be seated. Sim Shalom on page 178. pause for a few moments of silent prayer or meditation. May the maker of peace above make peace for us, for all Israel and for all who dwell on earth, and we say, Amen. 2 old Jewish people are sitting on a park bench in Berlin in the 1930s. Things in Germany are not yet so bad. One of the two is solemnly reading a Jewish newspaper, reading about the attacks against the Jews. The other is scanning a Nazi paper and laughing aloud. Finally, the first man stops reading and says, "It's bad enough that you read that pro-Hitler paper, but to laugh at it." The second responds with a shrug, "If I read your paper, it tells me about Jewish windows being broken, Jewish shops boycotted, Jewish children beaten up in schools. But if I read the Nazi paper, it tells me how much we control the world, that we control the banks and the shipping, and about how great we are." Like all jokes on the subject, the above story that I just shared with you involves a dangerous flirtation with bad taste, tragedy, and irony. Humor is one of the most effective ways of confronting adversity and coping with difficult situations, especially when we have little or no control over them. By laughing at our fate, it is as if we were stepping out of a situation and looking at it from a distance, as if we were outside observers. By doing so, we gain the ability to transcend the circumstances which may be the cause of our anguish. Theodor Reik, a disciple of Sigmund Freud, remarked that life is often tragic and sad, By joking, we succeed in transcending the tragic nature of the event. By using humor, the lament often turns to laughter. Why do we as a people joke so much about our adversity? We ask. The well-known author Nathan Azubel suggests it is the instinct for self-preservation. By laughing at the absurdities and cruelties of life, we draw much of the sting out of them. This is known as laughter through tears, or in Yiddish, a bittere Gelächter. The lesson is quite significant. We Jews wish the world to know that we are determined to survive even the worst hell. We'll mobilize our energies and abilities to stay alive, even in the midst of severe persecutions. We victims of discrimination and injustice have no other way than to rely upon our wit and intelligence in order to overcome the hatred of our enemies. Deborah Lipstadt, the Holocaust scholar, wrote a book on anti-Semitism. There wasn't any humor in it. After the book, she was invited to speak on the subject. Some who wanted to arouse great interest and get a big crowd said to her, "We'd like to invite a prominent anti-Semite and a Holocaust denier to be on the same program as you and debate with you. What do you think?" Her response, "No." And she explained, "If I were to debate with one of these people, I would be giving them equal status. It would be as if I had one opinion and they another opinion, a legitimate opinion. I would be treating the anti-Semites as if they were rational people." The man who left a note on his website saying that all Jews are monsters and that they all deserve to die before he killed Jews attending a Shabbat service in Pittsburgh, does he deserve a platform? Does the Nazi who said that all Jews were subhuman and that they should be all exterminated also deserve a podium? Can we truly persuade people like this to like us? Lipstadt believes that the idea that we can persuade Nazis or psychopaths to like us through reasoning is grossly unrealistic. As we know, dialogue with reasonable people is possible. Dialogue with people who live in their hatred is not. And so, whatever strategy may work in combating anti-Semitism, dialogue with people who hate so deeply will not work. It's hard to read the news these days without encountering evidence of significant rise in anti-Semitism. As we know, in Alsace, France, gravestones were defaced with swastikas a day after members of the Yellow Vest group hurled insults and threats at a prominent Jewish intellectual during a rally in Paris. In Britain, several Labour MPs resigned from the party in protest against its failure to root out long-standing prejudice against Jews by local activist and party leader Jeremy Corbyn. In Belgium, the carnival floats featured puppets of a pair of skulling ultra-Orthodox Jews with giant noses and money bags at their feet. Is the world more anti-Semitic? Is the world more racist or prejudiced? Should we be worried, as many are in Europe? We ask, why are we seeing and hearing anti-Semitic incidents, threats, and verbal assaults? But we need to take a step back from the daily incidents and insults and think seriously about the renewed and age-old practice of singling out Jews for attack. Are we going back to the 1930s, to where the old person in the joke said, "If I read your paper, it tells me about Jewish shops boycotted, Jewish children beaten in schools"? A week ago, last Wednesday, the day after Rosh Hashanah, the Australian newspaper in the Nation section headlined, "Calls for tough new laws as anti-Semitism rears its head in schools and unis." And then, last Friday, an article in The Age was titled, "Anti-Semitism in Victoria Schools is a Monumental and Hidden Crisis." Jewish students are being beaten up in schools is not a new issue. Over the last 9 years plus that I've been part of this congregation, I have been faced with meeting with families who struggle with this issue in both public and private non-Jewish schools. At one time I went to Rabbi Levi and asked him for a specific private school history. He said that many of the top private schools have always had a problem with anti-Semitism here in Melbourne. And we know the problem is minimally twofold. Often anti-Semitism is institutional. It's decades old. And secondly, there are children and teens who pick up the hatred from their parents and mimic their racist and prejudiced behavior in attacks against our Jewish children. Why can a Jewish child only feel safe in a Jewish day school with armed guards outside? The articles speak about schools and universities who are complacent and trying to separate anti-Semitism from minor bullying. A Jewish child being forced to kiss the shoes of a Muslim student and is then beaten up severely is more than mild bullying. And why didn't anyone speak up and speak out? Children in primary school as young as 5 years old are being called cockroaches and vermin because they are circumcised. A 5-year-old child. I understand the discomfort of parents who are unsure of what to do. Do they speak to the principals and the leadership of the school and then potentially face for their children and themselves more retribution and bullying? I know many families who have chosen to deal only with the schools, and I respect that. And I've known many who have chosen to try to sit down with the schools before feeling they have to then move to the Anti-Defamation Commission for support and help. Sadly, families are also told, if you don't like the school's response, then you should leave, and the events are trivialized. Another member of TBI, who is a student art teacher, was on teacher training, faced a slew of VCE-assessed art from multiple students who chose to focus on vilifying the Jews. They submitted these works to her purposefully, knowing that she is Jewish. The Executive Council of Australian Jewry recorded a 59% increase in anti-Semitic incidents in the last year. And anecdotal evidence suggests there is a rise in graffiti attacks. Some believe that the rates of anti-Semitism has actually not risen at all. But because of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, it's more prolific. We see it more. It's an easy platform for anti-Semites to hide behind. As we know in Melbourne, cafe owner Eliza Shuvali, whose mother-in-law is a Shoah survivor, found someone had scrawled the words, "The Holocaust is a lie," along with a swastika on the fence outside her cafe in Chadstone. Dr. Davir Abramovich of the Anti-Defamation Committee keeps our community vigilant in the face of anti-Semitism here in Australia. He speaks out against all prejudice, all discrimination, not just against members of the Jewish community, but all communities. At times, the ADC message feels like doom and gloom, as must the sermon. But who else is publicly addressing these serious issues? We know that people came to Australia for a better life, for a life where we could escape prejudice and racism, where we could begin anew. It is our job to stand up against anti-Semitism and racism. The survival of the Jewish people has for centuries been a means of taking the moral temperature of a society. A lack of morality equates to an increase in anti-Semitism. Those who take the temperature are quite rightly conditioned to notice even a slight elevation. It's sometimes said that all Jews must have a bag mentally packed, ready to flee. To the extent that this is true, it will always be true. There is a very real reason why we have a Jewish homeland, why Israel exists. But why should we have a metaphorical bag packed? Do other people, other nations, other cultures? We know we cannot survive merely through humor. And as you know, I'm about to bring a child into this world, like an infinite number of people before me and who will after me. I'm bringing a Jew into the world. Even in the denial of the Shoah and the racist incidents that occur in our community, I am hopeful because I know, as you do, that there is decency in the world. People do speak up and out, and more than ever, I am confident that morality will win. The boy who was forced to kiss his peer's shoes and his family are in conversation with the other student and their family. They are talking, but it feels that the school and local community are standing idling by. The leaders, the teachers are not outraged, are not doing nothing, and therein is the real heartbreak of the outrage. We need to stand in solidarity. We need to be part of the conversation, and we must speak out with rage, and yet with sensibility. We must unify, we must say no to racism, xenophobia, prejudice, and discrimination. And we must educate. We must be part of programs like Courage to Care and the ADC's Click Against Hate. We must share when we are attacked, no matter how seemingly trivial. We must share with the ADC, with the CSG, Community Security Group, our politicians, our leaders, our communities. On October 25, the Shabbat, the American Jewish Committee is planning a hashtag Show Up for Shabbat campaign. The weekend is to be the largest expression of Jewish solidarity throughout the world. Last year, around the same time, more than 250 million people engaged with this hashtag on Facebook and Twitter. In solidarity, millions of people attended services at synagogues the weekend after the Pittsburgh attack. Now, a year later, we wish to remember the victims of hatred and unite with people of goodwill in the struggle against rising anti-Semitism and racism everywhere. And we here at TBI will be part of this Shabbat. When our core values as a nation are tested by the attacks on Pittsburgh and Power synagogues, and our local shops and students, and assaults on Jews everywhere, we stand united with all who are determined to ensure that love triumphs over hate, good over evil, unity over division. When summarizing Jewish history, we often joke, they attacked us, God saved us, and then we ate. Unfortunately, this feels very true, and we can't hide behind humor, and I'm sure you join me when this saying no longer resonates with us on this level. I live in hope, as I'm sure we all do, and I know and believe that it is hope that draws us up and out of dwelling in darkness. Am Yisrael Chai. May we continue to live and survive. Gemar Chatima Tova. And let us say, Amen. My friends, we're going to continue with Avinu Malkeinu on page 181. We rise.
Avinu Malkeinu Shema Koleinu. Avinu Malkeinu,
Almighty and merciful, hear our voice.
Avinu Malkeinu Chatanu Levanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have strayed and sinned before you.
Avinu Malkeinu, Hamol Aleinu, Ve'ol Aleinu, Ve'dabeinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, have compassion on us and on our families.
Avinu Malkeinu, Kale Deber Me'cherev Ve'rav Me'aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, halt the onslaught of sickness, violence, and hunger.
Avinu Malkeinu, Kale Kol Zar Umastin Me'aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, halt the reign of those who cause pain and terror.
Avinu Malkeinu, Kodveinu Bezever Chaim Dovim.
Avinu Malkeinu, enter our names in the book of lives well lived.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chanesh, Chanesh Aleinu, Shana Tova.
Avinu Malkeinu, renew for us a year of goodness.
Avinu Malkeinu, Malei Yadeinu mi birchotecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, let our hands overflow with your blessings.
Avinu Malkeinu, Hare mekeren meshichecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, let our eyes behold the dawn of redemption.
Avinu Malkeinu, nal tashiveinu regam milfanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, we pray, do not turn us away from you with nothing.
Avinu Malkeinu, kabel berachamim ubratzon et tfilateinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, welcome our prayer with love, accept and embrace it.
Avinu Malkeinu, azemanu leman shemecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, act toward us as befits your name.
Avinu Malkeinu, azeleman chaim lo lemanenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, act for your sake, if not for ours.
Avinu Malkeinu, en lanu melech eleata.
Avinu Malkeinu, you alone are our sovereign.
Avinu Malkeinu, vedach zarei shamayim litfilateinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, let the gates of heaven be open to our prayer.
Avinu Malkeinu, shema kolenu, usverachem aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice, treat us with tender compassion. Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, answer us with grace, for our deeds are wanting. Save us through acts of justice and love. We continue with Kriyat Torah, the reading for Torah in the order on page 184. Adonai, Adonai, God compassionate, gracious, endlessly patient, loving and true, showing mercy to the 1,000th generation, forgiving evil, defiance and wrongdoing, granting pardon. Yontif, everybody. Good Yontif once again. And so we are in our cycle of Torah reading. And the first parasha that we're reading from is Nitzavim, coming from towards the end of the book of Deuteronomy. And of course, it's the section that calls us to stand and to bear witness. And for our first aliyot this morning, for our first aliyah, we call to the reading of the Torah.
So we invite Cheryl to come and learn for us, and for this aliyah we invite Cheryl and Gary and Jack and Leslie and Yvonne and Robert, Ani and Danny, David and Glenda, Ron and Judy. Yamdu Shira bat Yitzchak Yenoch veLea, veGershon ben Rudolf veFrenel, veYaakov ben Shmuel vePenina, veRut bat Abraham veDaphne, ומלכה בת ראובן ומלכה, וראובן בן חיים אביבה בת שאול וחדסרה, ואהרון בן אושר ומרים, ודניאלה בת טוב ולאה, ודוד בן אברהם ושרה, ושירי בת אברהם ושרה, ואבי בן יצחק ומלכה, ויהודית בת מרדכי ושרה. ראשונים לעלייה לתורה. You will find us on page 196 in our new Machzor, which has all of the Torah readings within them.
You might have to read it.
Baruch Adonai Barach Leolam Va'ed. Amen. אתם נדבים היום כולכם לפני אדוני אלוהיכם, ראשיכם, שבטיכם, זקניכם וז'ונריכם, כל אישי ישראל, טפכם, נשיכם וגרך, אשר מקרב מחניך, ויצאך עד שואב מימיך, לעברך בברית אדוני אלוהיך, ובעלתו אשר אדוני אלוהיך קוראתי ממך היום, למען הקים איתך היום לא לעם, והוא יהיה לך לאלוהים, כאשר דיבר לך וכאשר נשבע לאבותיך לאברהם, ליצחק וליעקב, ולא אתכם לבדכם, אנוכי כורת את הברית הזאת ואת האלה הזאת, כי את אשר ישנו פה עמנו עומד היום לפני אדוני אלוהינו, ואת אשר איננו פה עמנו היום. Amen.
Amen. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov Ve'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel Leah. May the God of our ancestors bless you as you call to Torah, in honor of Torah, in honor of God, in honor of this Yom Kippur, in honor and because of the babies that you hear screaming and crying in the congregation. And I bring them to our attention because what you do for our congregation is creating a legacy of generosity of heart, of mind, and of soul, to ensure that children can come in and share their voices in song and join the cancer's choir. But really, you go over and above with the giving of your heart and hand to ensure that this congregation does continue in strength and vibrancy, to ensure that we're able to do the programming and to do all the different things that bring life into these, not just into the four walls of the shul, but allows us to go out into the communities to help and to support and to serve. And with God's blessing, we say, Toda Rabba Lechem, thank you so much for all that you truly do for this community and congregation. We say Amen and Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov. For our second Aliyah, we invite Fairley Mamov to lane for us. And for this Aliyah, we invite Dorothy Graff, Sue Silverberg, Judy Cohen, Gary Lewis, Jeffrey Lee, Professor Andrew Marcus, and Alan Grossbard to the Aliyah. Yamdu Dvora bat Shemaria uMiriam, Shoshana bat Jonathan vYona, ויהודית בת בנימין ודבורה, וחיים לי בן דן, ושלמה יעקב בן משה וחנה, ואריאל בן טיבור ומרייקה, ואברהם בן חיים ורזל, שנים לעלייה לתורה. You will find us on page 196, right-hand column at the paragraph break. Baruch Adonai Mevorach L'olam Va'ed. Amen.
והיה כי יבואו עליך כל הדברים האלה, הברכה והקללה אשר נתתי לפניך, והשבותה אל לבביך בכל הגויים אשר הדיחך אדוני אלוהיך שמה ושבת עד אדוני אלוהיך ושמעת בקולו ככל אשר אנוכי מצווך היום. אתה ובניך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך, ושב אדוני אלוהיך את שבותך ורחמך, ושב וקיבצך מכל העמים אשר הפיצך אדוני אלוהיך שמה, אם אדוני נדחך בקצה השמיים, משם יקבצך אדוני אלוהיך, ומשם ייקחך והביאך אדוני אלוהיך אל הארץ אשר ירשו אבותיך וירשת, והיטיבך והרבך מאבותיך.
Amen.
Amen. Mishiberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah. May the God of our ancestors bless you as you are called to Torah, in honor of Torah, in honor of God, in honor of this Yom HaKippurim Hazeh, on this day of atonement, and in honor of looking not just at the past, but looking at the past to see how it can help bring us into the future as part of our TBI strategy group, to see how we can, with the help of the people behind me, move us forward and know what our congregation wants and know what our congregation needs. Looking at infrastructure, looking at physical building, looking at where our hearts have been and where our hearts will move us, to ensure that we are vibrant through a plan that is workable, that is doable, and that above all is a meaningful plan filled with Kedusha of holiness. May you continue to be blessed with very strong vision as we look towards the future. And with God's blessing, we say Amen and Mazel Tov, Toda Rabah.
Mazel Tov. For our third Aliyah, we invite Leah Snyder to continue laning for us. And for the Aliyah, we invite Dr. Robert Sward, Rhonda Nyrens, Hermie Rabel, Risha Rosen, John Hillel, Joel Cooper Holtz, Dr. Helen Light, and Tammy Cohn. We are on page 197. יעמדו יוסף בן שמואל ומרים ושושנה בת גדליה ורבקה ושרה חדסה בת שרה ואברהם ורבקה בת אברהם ורוז'ה ויעקב בן טוביה אהרון ויואל בן משה ושרון וחיה בת ברוך וחנה ותמרה בת יהודית ופסח שלישים לעלייה לתורה.
בקצה השמיים, משם יקבצך אדוני אלוהיך, ומשם יקצך והביאך אדוני אלוהיך אל הארץ אשר ירשו אבותיך וירשת, והיטיבך והרבך מאבותיך, ומל אדוני אלוהיך את לבבך ואת לבב זרעך לאהבה את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך למען חייך.
Amen. Mishaberach avotenu v'haim Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'imatainu Sarah Rivka v'Chavleah. May the God of our ancestors bless you as you're called to Torah, in honor of Torah, in honor of God, in honor of Yom Kippur, and in honor for this Aliyah specifically of making my life more difficult. Unlike some of the other Aliyot where I could in a sense speak in general terms about communal work and work of hearts and hands, each one of you is called up to Torah this morning specifically for an award that you have received. Beginning with you, Rob, you received the Unit for Progressive Judaism President's Award for the year of 2018, which continues through the year. And for Rhonda, the UPJ Ner Tamid Award. For Hermie, you received the Walter and Alwyn Jonah Bequest Merit Award for 2019. And for Risha, the TBI President's Award, which will be given to you later, I think at the AGBM. For John, you received the B'nai B'rith Menorah Award of 2019. And Joel, the Jewish Community Council of Victoria's Young Jewish Community Leader Award for this year. And for Helen, the JCCV General Sir John Monash Award for Outstanding Service for 2019. We wanted to honor you for the work that you are doing, not just within TBI, but within the progressive community and the wider Jewish community. Because we know that in order to strengthen who we are, we can't stay inward only, we have to look outward within the wider community. May you continue to shep nachas, as we say, for receiving these awards, because we know that neither one of you would have said, I deserve this award. But that's why you have received it, because of working behind the scenes tirelessly, ensuring that you make a difference within our community. May you continue to be blessed with the work of your hands, because you have truly blessed our community and our congregation. And we say Amen and Mazel Tov.
And so for our fourth Aliyah, we invite Effie Morowitz to come and lane for us. And for this Aliyah, we invite Sefi Shalom and Nancy Cochen and Noah Opat and Liat Swika. And for this fourth Aliyah, we are on page 197. Ya'amdu Sefi ben Shimon ben Naomi ve'Elisheva bat Ruven ve'Leora ve'Frumit bat Michael u'Malka ve'Noah bat David ve'Dvora ve'Liat bat Sigal ve'Yaakov. רביעים לעלייה לתורה. Page 197 at the paragraph break. Baruch Adonai Mevorach L'olam Va'ed. Amen.
לאדוני אלוהיך את כל העלות האלה על אויביך ועל שונאיך אשר רדפוך ואתה תשוב ושמעת בקול אדוני ועשית את כל מצוותיו אשר אנוכי מצווך היום והותיך אדוני אלוהיך וכל מעשה ידיך ופרי בטנך ופרי בהמתך ופרי אדמתך לטובה כי ישוב אדוני לסוס עליך לטוב כאשר ששה לאבותיך כי תשמע בקול אדוני אלוהיך לשמור מצוותיו וחוקותיו הכתובה בספר התורה הזה כי תשוב אל אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך.
Ski.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נתן בתוכנו ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
Yishaberach Avatana V'Hamitzak V'Yakov V'Imoten Esari V'Karachav Aleim. May the God of our ancestors bless you as your call to Torah in honor of Torah, in honor of God, in honor of Yom Kippur, and in honor of the green shirts that you are wearing. I have to say that perhaps green might be my new favorite color, because green, as we know, is the symbol of Netzer, Noah Tzioni Reformi, our progressive youth movement, our reform youth movement. And you stand here representing all the other Netzeniks that now go back 40 years as we celebrate Netz's 40th anniversary this year. You're accompanied on the bima with Sefi Shalom, the PJV Shaliach, the Netze Shaliach, working with all the congregations and communities, but I would say most closely with you. May you continue to bring laughter and joy to the children of our community, as you are the future leading the future beyond you, if you can see that. May you continue to be blessed with all amazing and wonderful things, with the strong foundation that Netza brings to our children and to the community. And may you be blessed with love and happiness and green peace. Amen. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. For our fifth Aliyah, we invite Rouge Avaron to come and lane for us. And for this Aliyah, we invite those with new beginnings. We invite Fairley and John O'Maymouth, and we invite Jeffrey and Sophia and Melissa and Jeremy and Joshua and Gabby Crowley and Julia and Troy to come to Torah. Yamdu Yael Bat Chaim, Zev Shmuel Vekeren, Yonatan ben Aaron Yosef ודניאל ben Aaron, ושרית ben Shira בת שירה ויעקב, ואריאלה בת מיכאל ומרים, וירמיהו ושמעון אליהו בן יהודה מאיר, ויהושע בן ניסן ושושנה, ורבקה בת יהודה צבי ושושנה, לעלייה לתורה. You will find us on page 198, 198 at the paragraph break. Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Mevorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol hamim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Sound of music to my ears. Well, future music.
I'm looking forward to it.
Amen. Re'eh natati lefanecha hayom et ha'chaim ve'et hatov ve'et hamaset ve'et hara asher Elohim tzavaha Hayom la'ahava et Adonai Elohecha la'lehet bidraha v'lishmor mitzotav v'huktav v'mishpatav v'hayita v'ravita v'varacha et Adonai Uverachaha Adonai Elohecha ba'aretz asher ata v'shama v'rishta ve'im ifnei levavecha v'lo tishma v'nidachta v'hishtahavita Elohim aherim v'avatam Igati lahem hayom ki avot tovedun lo tarihun yamim al ha'adama asher ata ofer et hayarden lavo shama l'rishta haidoti vahem hayom et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz ha'haim v'hamazet latati lefanecha habaraha v'haklala v'hata b'hayim למען תהיה אתה בזרעך, לאהבה את אדוני אלוהיך, לשמוע בקולו ולדבק בו,
כי הוא היה ואורך ימיה לשבת על האדמה אשר נשבע אדוני לאבותיה, לאברהם, ליצחק וליעקב לתת להם.
תזכי.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
Amen. Mishaberach Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak Yaakov Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel Valeah. I'll make this as quick as possible. May you be blessed with all good things. As we see before us, we see new life. And the whole reason we wanted you on the bima is so that you could be proud parents and be like the Lion King and hold your little ones up. I turned to Netzer and said, this is your future, these are your chanechim. And of course you're here to show that this is a congregation that is growing in vibrancy, in love, in sharing new kinds of wealth, the wealth of children. And the blessing for you as parents, may you get lots and lots of sleep in the coming year, but with lots of laughter and giggles, and even the sound of crying I know can be beautiful. May you be blessed with all good things. As we say, Mazal Tov, as you have grown your family and grown our community. Mazal Tov. My friends, we rise for Hagba and Glila as we lift and dress the Torah.
Please be seated.
And so our next aliyah is from the book of Numbers, chapter 29. Chapters 29, verse 7 to 11. We go to the book of Numbers towards the end of the parasha, but not completely. And so as we call to Torah, we call those who are here to celebrate also a new beginning, but a different kind of beginning. And so we call to Torah. Elliot Lebransky, Deborah Carroll, Michelle Connor, Jeff Ruttman, Michael Kahn, Sharon Kahn, Michael Levi, and Nicole Booth.
יעמדו אלי נתן בן ברוך ודינה ופייגה ודבורה בת אברהם ושרה ושירה בת אברהם ושרה ויוסף בן אליעזר ושולמית ומיכאל בן יעקב הכהן ושרון בת יהודית וגדיון בן יונתן ורחל ורד בת אברהם ושרה שישים לעלייה לתורה. You will find us on page 203 for the maftir. We are beginning Just here if you'd like to touch there with the tzitzit. Come forward if you want to touch here with the tzitzit. Baruch Adonai Mevarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Mevarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Hachavanu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. Amen. Amen. ועזור לחודש השביעי הזה מקרא קודש יהיה לכם ועניתם את נפשותיכם כל מלאכה לא תעשו והקרבתם עולה לאדוני ריח ניחוח פר בן בקר אחד איל אחד ככבשים בני שנה 7 תמימים יהיו לכם ומנחתם סולת בלולה כשמן 3 עשרונים לפר, 2 עשרונים לאיל האחד, עשרון לכבש האחד, ול7 הכבשים שעיר עזים, 1 חטאת מלבד חטאת כיפורים, ועולות התמיד ומנחתה ונזכם. And the blessing. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת וחיי עולם נתת תוכנו ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה. אמן.
Amen. Mishaberach Avatenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'Imotenu Sarif Terachov Leim. May the God of our ancestors bless you as your call to Torah, in honor of Torah, in honor of God, in honor of this Yom Kippur, this Day of Atonement, and in honor of a commitment that you have made to one another, getting married in the last year or a little bit longer than a year, taking that, I guess it's called a plunge into married life. And I'm sure there's lots of people out in the congregation who'd be more than willing to share with you their advice for a long and successful marriage. Back in the day, maybe 50 years ago, I could say it starts with you guys and then it ends with these guys. But living in the 21st century, we can't say that anymore. But knowing that you are committed to each other with love and understanding, may you truly only grow in your love for one another. May you grow in heart and soul and mind as you continue to commit to one another as you've committed officially under the chuppah. And with God's blessing, we wish you all mazal tov. And we should say siman tov or mazel tov.
And for Hagbah, we invite Joel to join us at the teva and
Let
we
us
rise.
rise. Our Haftarah can be found on page 204 and comes from the book of Isaiah. The blessings are on page 204.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bacha b'nviim tovim, v'ratza v'divreihem haneimarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher b'Torah, uv'Moshe avdo, uv'Yisrael amo, uv'nviei ha'emet v'tzedek. Cry from the depth, says God. Do not hold back. Lift up your voice like the shofar. Tell my people their transgression and the house of Jacob their sin. Yes, they seek me daily, as though eager to learn my ways, as if they were a nation that does what is right and has not abandoned God's law. They ask of me the right way, eager for God's nearness. They say, "Why did we fast?" and you do not see it. We afflict ourselves, and you do not know it. Because even on your fast day you think only of desire, while oppressing all who work for you. Because your fasting is filled with strife, and with calloused fist you strike. No, your fasting this day will not lift up your voice before heaven. Is this the fast I desire? A day to afflict body and soul, bowing your head like a reed, covering yourself with sackcloth and ashes. Do you call this a fast, a day worthy of the favour of the Eternal One? Is not this the fast I desire? To break the bonds of injustice and remove the heavy yoke? To let the oppressed go free and release all those enslaved? Is it not to share your bread with the hungry and to take the homeless poor into your home? And never to neglect your own flesh and blood? Then shall your light burst forth like the dawn, and your wound shall quickly heal. Your righteous one leading the way before you, the presence of the Eternal One guarding you from behind. Then when you call, God will answer, and when you cry, will respond, I am here. If you remove the chains of oppression, the menacing hand, the malicious word, if you offer your compassion to the hungry and satisfy the suffering, then shall your light shine through the darkness, and your night become bright as noon. God will guide you always, slake your thirst in parched places, give strength to your bones. You shall be like a well-watered garden, an unfailing spring. From you they will rebuild ancient ruins, lay foundations for ages to come. And you shall be called the one who mends the breach and brings back the streets for dwelling. If you cease to trample Shabbat, stop pursuing your affairs on my holy day, if you call Shabbat a delight, the holy day of the Eternal One honored, and if you honor God by not doing business or speaking of everyday matters, then shall you take pure delight in God. I will lift up your journey on earth to the highest of places, and nourish you from the heritage of your father Jacob. For thus spoke the Eternal One. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, tzur kol haolamim tzadik bechol hadorot, ha'el haneiman ha'omer ve'oseh hamedaber umkayem, shekol devarav emet v'tzedek. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al hanevi'im ve'al yom ha'kippurim hazeh, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, limchela ve'lislicha ul chapara, lechavod ul tifaret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu. Anachnu modim lach umvarchim otach, yitbarach shimcha befi kol chai tamid leolam ve'ed. Udvarcha emet v'kayam la'ad. Baruch atah Adonai, melech mochel v'soleach la'avotenu ve'la'avonot amo Beit Yisrael, uma'avir ashmotenu bechol shana ve'shana. Melech al kol ha'eretz mekadesh Yisrael ve'yom ha'kippurim.
Amen. Yeshakach. Friends, let us rise for the prayer for our congregation, our country, and the state of Israel. We are on page 210.
Source of all being, may the children of this community learn from these passions from us. Love of Torah, devotion in prayer, support of the needy. May we guide with integrity, may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us blessed with satisfaction. May we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us for the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts be fulfilment and joy. Baruch atah Adonai she'echa levadcha b'yir navod.
Amen. And the prayer for our country.
We ask for God's blessing upon our country and its people. We pray that we may stand as strong and as mighty as our mountains, and be as gentle as our places of quiet beauty. Let the waters of our rivers and oceans flow into our hearts, giving us life and inspiration. May we understand that we are the guardians of its beauty for the generations that will come. Help us remember those who have lived in this land before us, and those who have made it their home in more recent times. May we elect to lead and to defend this land be dedicated to the enduring ideals of liberty and law, tolerance and diversity. May wisdom, compassion and courage inspire us and our children. May peace and justice spread their wings across this ancient and enduring land. And together we say, Amen.
Amen. The prayer for Israel.
For the state of Israel, pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. O Heavenly One, Protector of the Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
We remain standing as we return the Torah to the Aron on page 212. My friends, we turn to page 214 to our vidui and slichot, our confession and forgiveness. We stand in humility, conscious of our failings. Shema Kolenu, eternal God, hear our call. Please feel free to join with me. True sacrifice to God is a penitent spirit. You treasure a crushed and repentant heart. For you are close to the brokenhearted, and you give strength to a suffering soul. You are the healer of shattered hearts. You are the one who binds up their wounds. For thus says the high and exalted one, who lives forever, whose name is holy. I dwell in a high and holy place, but also with the downcast and lowly, to bring new life to despondent souls, to restore and revive repentant hearts. Return now, Israel, to your God, for you have fallen because of your sin. Take words with you and return to God. Ask the Eternal, forgive what is wrong, accept what is good. We stand in humility, conscious of our failings. We set before you the wrongs we have done. We trust in your compassion, for you know who we are. Shema Kolenu, eternal God, hear our call.
Adonai דיברנו דופי. האבינו והרשענו זדנו חמסנו טפלנו שקר יעצנו רע כיזבנו לטנו מרדנו ניאצנו שררנו אבינו עשנו שררנו אישינו עורף רשענו שחטנו תיעבנו טעינו תיטענו
Of these wrongs we are guilty. We betray, we steal, we scorn. We act perversely, we are cruel, we scheme, we are violent, we slander, we devise evil, we lie, we ridicule, we disobey. We abuse, we defy, we corrupt, we commit crimes. We are hostile, we are stubborn, we are immoral, we kill, we spoil, we go astray, we lead others astray. We may be seated. On page 218. Our turning away from your mitzvot and laws of goodness is a hollow pursuit. You are just concerning all that happens in our lives. Your way is the way of truth, while ours leads to error. What can we say to you whose existence is beyond time and space? What words of ours can reach your realm? Beyond the clouds, beyond heaven itself, every hidden mystery, every revelation, surely you know them all. Ta yodeh razei olam v'talumot sitrei kol chai, ata chopes kol chadrei veten, uvochen kaliot v'lev, ein davar ne'elam mimeka, ve'ein nistar mimei neged einecha.
שתסלח לנו על כל חטאותינו ותמחה לנו על כל עוונותינו ותכפר לנו על כל פשעינו ותכפר לנו על כל פשעינו.
You know the secrets of the universe and the secrets of the human heart. You know and understand us. You examine our inner lives. Nothing is concealed from you, nothing hidden from your sight. Eternal One, our God and God of our ancestors, we pray that this be your will. Forgive all our wrongs. Pardon us for every act of injustice. Help us atone for all our moral failures.
על חטא שחטאנו לבניך באונס וברצון, ועל חטא שחטאנו לבניך ביודעים ובלא יודעים.
For the ways we have wronged you under duress and by choice, for the harm we have caused in your world consciously and unconsciously.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך מבלי דעת, ועל חטא שחטאנו לבניך בריצת רגליים להרע.
For the ways we have wronged you through our thoughtlessness, for the harm we have caused in your world through impulsive acts of malice.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בחוזק יד, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בזלזול הורים ומורים.
For the ways we have wronged you by abusing our power, for the harm we have caused in your world through disrespect to parents and teachers.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך ביצר הרע, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בקשות עורף.
For the ways we have wronged you by giving in to our hostile impulses, for the harm we have caused in your world through inflexibility and stubbornness.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בכחש ובכזב, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בקלות ראש.
For the ways we have wronged you through lies and deceit, for the harm we have caused in your world by making light of serious matters.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בשיח שפתותינו, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בצרות עין.
For the ways we have wronged you in our routine conversations, for the harm we have caused in your world through envy.
בגלוי ובסתר, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בשנאת חינם.
For the ways we have wronged you openly and secretly, for the harm we have caused in your world by hating without cause.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בפריקת עול, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך במאכל ובמשתה.
For the ways we have wronged you by losing self-control, for the harm we have caused in your world through consumption of food and drink.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בגילוי עריות, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך באימוץ הלב.
For the ways we have wronged you through sexual immorality, for the harm we have caused in your world by hardening our hearts.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בנשך ובמרביד, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך במשא ובמתן.
For the ways we have wronged you through greed and exploitation, for the harm we have caused in your world through dishonesty in business.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בהרהור הלב, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך ברכילות.
For the ways we have wronged you through our innermost thoughts, for the harm we have caused in your world through gossip and rumor.
על חטא שחטאנו לפניך בכפת שוחד, ועל חטא שחטאנו לפניך בחילול השם.
For the ways we have wronged you by offering or accepting bribes, for the harm we have caused in your world by profaning your name in public.
Yeah.
judgment and will, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement. We take a few moments now for personal vidui, for our silent and personal confessions, going through, as I want, on page 224 to page 226. We turn to Siyum HaShacharit, to our concluding prayers on page 228. Infinite source of goodness, help us to see the good in ourselves, in others, and in the world around us. Teach us to cultivate a discerning mind, to know right from wrong, and a listening heart open to love and forgiveness. Guide us to walk in your ways with integrity, ever faithful to the promises our forebears made. And may your goodness inspire us to do what is just and right.
I
Bless us this day. This day exalt us. Show us kindness this day. Inscribe us this day for a life of goodness. This day hear our cry. Now and always support us with the strength of your righteousness, and we say, Amen. I turn now to our President, Rebecca Silk.
Thank you, Rabbi. And Shana Tova, thank you everyone for joining us on this Yom Kippur morning. We will start our afternoon services, Musaf and Mincha, at 1:30. Then the healing service at 4:30. Yizkor starts at 5:30. Nila at 6:45, and the fast will conclude at 11 minutes past 8. If you are leaving us now, then do please take a Mazon bag if you haven't already. The contributions in our Mazon bags will go to the Asylum Seeker Resource Centre in conjunction with Project Dignity. And if you're not returning this afternoon, Shabbat services will be as usual on Friday and Saturday, with the Geshe service as well on Saturday morning. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova, everybody. We'll see you at 1:30 for our Musaf, which begins at 1:30, and that will segue straight into our Mincha, our afternoon service, at 2:45. Of course, these differences are because of the new Mahzor. So it's taking us a moment to try to get all the timing right. Give a little, take a little bit, but ultimately it doesn't affect the time. The fast ends at 8:11, 7 hours to go.
And then the age demographic was significant.